And I am live, it seems. All right, cool. For you guys who are not familiar with my live streams, I just talk about my month and what I've been doing, and also my plans for the next month and all that jazz. My first half of the video is going to be me talking about what I did this month, and then my second half of the video is talking about what I'm going to be doing next month. So let's do that. And I do Q&A at the end of the video, so if you're here for Q&A, stick around, and I'll do Q&A at the end. But right now, I am going to talk about what I did this last month, which I need my calendar for, so that's why I'm doing this right now, because I have to get my calendar open so I can see what is what with my previous month, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember what I do. Oh, one thing I can talk about right now is that I have sent out my book. My book is being read by real people right now, and they're giving me feedback on this thing I have set up for Google Forms, and I got my first response about a day ago, and I'm waiting for 2 other readers to send in their feedback as well. But I'm gonna show you guys that right now. That's something that happened this last month. So I had this form. This is the temporary title that I have for my novel. It's Tales from Antoine, Amana, and the Kishi. Why is my cursor not working? Hold on, guys. What is wrong with the cursor right now? Well, the cursor is supposed to... Oh, the computer's doing weird things. Hold on. Why is it doing weird things? Oh, there you go. I think it's working now. No, it should be working now. Okay, my computer is like freaking out right now. I would like to show you guys all this, but I can't. But I mean, this is the cover at the bottom. Wait, hold on. I really want to show you guys. So let me see what is wrong with my computer right now, because it's doing crazy stuff right now. Okay, let's quit Final Cut Pro. I was recording earlier for a video that I am trying to get done by today, if I can get it done by today. Dude, is it still freaking out? Why is the computer doing this weird stuff? All right, let me put it to sleep. All right, well, I'm waiting for that to come back to life. Oh wait, I can show you guys over here. I have 2 computers. I don't have just one computer. Here. I'll show you guys on this computer. I just have to go to forms.google.com. Boom. All right, cool. So, hold on, I'm gonna flip the camera around again. This is a temporary title. This is not the final title at all. This is just a placeholder title until I can hire an artist to do a full title for me. But this is like the first questionnaire I have about like my book. Like, you know, were the first paragraphs and first page compelling? Did they make you want to keep reading? And then so far I've got 1 response from a reader. And this is his response here. For the first one, he said, the first paragraphs of the first page were definitely compelling. The first paragraph's description of the Kishi transitioning directly to Amani's perspective was a good setup and made me want to know more about the Kishi. So I had that form going on right now. Last month, like, people are reading the book now. So we're getting pretty close to it being done, because once they read it and they send it back and I apply their notes, I'm going to send it to my professional editor. I might be doing a Kickstarter this month of September, so if you are down to support my first novel, look out for that Kickstarter link. Okay, so let's see what else I did this month, because my other computer was being crazy and I didn't want to have to deal with that right now. Probably had to restart that computer. I mean, I did record an hour and 30 minutes worth of narrations, like almost straight through. So my computer, which is kind of older, is probably like, what are you doing to me? Like, that is gonna hurt me. All right, cool. All right, August. What did I do in August? Oh, I released the Geek Talk, Why the Harry Potter Duels Suck, in my opinion, which is something I want to do for a while, but I finally had the time to do it, so I did it. Also, I did the last 3 weeks of camp. Camp is now over. I'm no longer a camp counselor anymore, at least for another summer. It was a lot of fun. The last week was really boring because there were no kids. They were all like at LAUSD and all that kind of stuff. I also shot some Naruto stuff and some Castlevania stuff that we uploaded this month. I did the Witch Hogwarts house for Tenzin, which was cool. It was cool seeing that series come back after a long hiatus over the summer, because I was dealing with working and all that kind of stuff. It's also really hot today. I think it's like 98 degrees something like right now. So like I'm just like sweating like crazy. I also did power rankings for Game of Thrones. I need to work on that some more as well. I finally got some vlogs out, which is great. I did the Korra, Is She a Mary Sue video, which was cool. I also did a geek talk about Luke Vader versus the Ghost Vader from the cave last month, which was cool. I also had to, oh, here's the story. Okay. So after getting done with camp, there was an issue with one of my checks. They tried to send it in the mail, but it didn't come through in the mail. So I had to fill out this paperwork, and I had to go to downtown LA to actually get my check for, I think, like the second or third week of camp. I didn't get paid. I got it now. I'm paid now, but I had to go downtown and I deal with all that. So I took a Lyft because I hate parking downtown LA. LA and downtown parking is no fun at all. But so I took a Lyft there, and I forgot my phone, the very phone that I'm streaming from right now, in the Lyft cab. And I was like, oh my God, what do? I didn't really freak out. Usually when things bad happen in my life, I don't freak out too much. Hey, if you're just joining the stream, right now I'm just talking about my previous month and what I got into. Then I'm gonna be talking about September and what I expect to be doing in September. And then I'm going to be doing a Q&A, and I'm also going to be doing a special preview for you guys who are in the stream, so stick around if you want to see the preview for what I've got done so far for my Geek Talk Darth Vader versus Grandmaster Yoda rebuttal. It's my rebuttal video to rebuttal video to Jin Sarai's latest verses. Anybody in the chat, if you see new people coming in, just let them know that is how we're doing it. But yeah, so usually when things go crazy or bad, I don't really freak out. So I just went into the controller's office, picked up my check, and I was like, hey, can I use your phone? I need to call my phone because I left it in my Lyft. He didn't answer at first, and I was like, oh crap, what do I do? So I was like, okay, let me go see if I can like call Lyft customer service directly. But there wasn't really a good number to call them at, so I tried calling him back again, and he answered, but he said he couldn't answer because he was with a cab ride already, so he couldn't like pick up the phone. And apparently it's funny because eventually, he came back and returned my phone to me, and I was able to deal with that. But what happened is he said that while the phone was ringing, because I called him about 3 times in a row just to make sure, because my phone was ringing, so I was like, okay, it's on, it's active, it doesn't mean like it's turned off or anything like that. He said his cab ride or whatever, his Lyft ride, was like, yo, is your girl blowing up your phone? And I was like, oh, that's very funny, because yeah, typically girls would blow up someone's phone to be like, where you at, you didn't come home last night, or something like that. So that happened. That was fun. I got back into the Just Kidding Party editing suite, so I'm editing for them. I'm trying to really go in on the edits for that because I need to make some money for this book editing and this Kickstarter campaign. So yeah, I think that's everything I did last month. Again, the dreadlocks are still about to happen. They're happening in a little bit. All right, let's see what I'm doing in September. Now, what I think I'm going to do with September is I do have Geek Talks planned. I want to do the Which Lightsaber Form for Afro Samurai. I'm working on the video right now for my rebuttal to the Yoda versus Vader stuff. I also think I want to do a top 10 for the LCC. I also want to talk about, I think I'll do maybe 3 Geek Talks this month. I'm not going to do a lot of videos this month because this month is the month that I need to start editing versus series so that I can get ahead of schedule, so that when I release them, they can be week after week after week, or maybe a few days after a few days, depending on how fast I can do them, so that when they do come out, you guys can just have like a bunch of versus series coming out like back to back to back to back. So this month might be slow on my channel. So if you're on my channel right now, you're like, oh, I want to see your versus series come back. It's coming back in October, but just know that this month is probably going to be very, very slow. But then when October comes, you'll just see a blast of content. Also, in terms of writing, my goals right now are to finish up, in September, is to finish up my Kickstarter campaign and to record a, I want to record a audiobook for the first chapter so that you guys can see what the story is before you're like, I'm not going to put money down on something I don't know about. Like, I'm actually going to give you guys, like, a sample. So I'm trying to have that done maybe next week if I can, and then start the Kickstarter campaign next week as well, so that in October is when I can see if I get funded or not funded, to know if I need to like hustle to make a lot of money, or if the money is going to come through via the Kickstarter supporters. So we'll see how that goes, but that is this month's plan. I want to do an LCC lightsaber choreography competition top 10. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot something. In August, I forgot to mention that we did a test for the lightsaber choreography competition, and Callan from the Forcecast, Callan Brown, Ready For, he is doing the broadcast, and he's doing a very good job. So we did a test for that last month, and it looks like it's coming out pretty good. But yeah, LCC top 10, I want to update my list because there are a few more duels that I would put on my list. I also want to make a geek talk about how long Avatar The Last Airbender actually was. And I think I'm just going to do the geek talk medium style and which lightsaber form. Those might be the only 4 I do this month, just so I can focus on Versus series. But yeah, September, again, the first 3 Versus series I'm going to be doing is Avatar, Amon versus Zahir, Crossover, Thrawn versus Khan, Star Wars, Kenobi, Anakin versus Bane, and Zana. And those are the first 3 matchups. I have other matchups that I want to do, but I don't want to say that quite yet. Also, the big thing that's happening on September 24th, which I intend to vlog, is I'm getting my hair locked. I'm getting hair, like dreadlocks and that kind of stuff, which most of you guys know already. But I think that's it. I'm going to turn it to... No, we're not going to do Q&A yet. Do you guys in the chat want to see a preview of my video for my rebuttal to Jinsurai's Darth Vader versus Yoda video? If that's something you want, just let me know in the chat. Jesse says yeah. I forget that Jesse actually watched it. We have a hell yeah. Okay, so this is what I've edited so far. So basically last night, okay, let me give some story. Let me just give some story about it right now. First and foremost, I'm going to be honest, I'm no longer subscribed to Jinsurai's channel. I just don't vibe with his content anymore. So I was not aware that because someone, I think on my Castlevania video was like, hey, Antoine, you should make a rebuttal to Jinsurai's Yoda versus Vader video. And I reply, oh, there's no point of doing that. It's not on YouTube anymore. Like, it got taken down, or he took it down. And then they were like, or no, actually, they didn't even say anything. I think someone else, because I saw that text, and then I saw someone else, I think, mention it to me, or something like that. And then when I saw it, I watched through it, and I immediately was like, okay, I need to counter this, because I wanted to counter his original story, or not story, his original verses from way back when, but it was taken down. So I was like, oh, no point. So now I went straight into it. I like all last night, because I think I found it late last night, like maybe like midnight last night, and I spent like 4 hours like going through each of his points and rebutting the things that I felt I needed to explain were my grievances with it. So yeah, 4 hours. I wrote about 4,200 words of a rebuttal. This morning I recorded both Afro Samurai, which lightsaber form, so that one's recorded. I just have to edit it together. And you guys decided, hey, I was like, even on Twitter and Facebook, I was like, hey, should I do the rebuttal video first, or should I do the which form? And everybody was like, yo, you gotta do the rebuttal video. So I was like, okay, I'll do the rebuttal video first then. And so all this morning, I've been, or not this morning, I mean, I woke up, because I didn't go to sleep until like 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't wake up until like 11. So basically from like 1 till now, I've been editing the video together. And this is what I have so far. I've edited 4 minutes together. My raw recording is about 45 minutes. It's definitely not going to be that long. I'm going to cut down on it because, of course, I screw up and stuff like that. But here is, I got to unplug the headphones. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay. But here is the video so far. Let me play it full screen. So I've disagreed plenty of times with Jinsurai 1 in the past, either leaving very long comments on his videos or telling him over internet conversation. But perhaps my biggest grievance was with his Vader versus Yoda video. Many people have asked my opinion about that video, but when it was deleted, I didn't see a point to it. Well, one of my commenters let me know that it was up again, as I thought it wasn't, so I guess it's time for me to make an official rebuttal to it. I also hope this video works as an example of how to counter someone on YouTube or anywhere online. Comments like this are not the answer, and it's something I do not tolerate on my own channel. The Unknown Trooper speaks from my mind. Get the f out. I disagree with his video, but I still respect his opinion. If you have no respect, this video is not for you. I'm not having you come here to use it as some sort of fuel against Jin Sarai.
Earnestness crept into his voice. That's just schooling, Barris. It's all theory and supposition, even if it's being taught by Master Yoda. It's not real fighting.
He uses this quote to downplay Yoda by saying that what Anakin proclaims is truth. That Yoda is merely a school teacher who is fine at teaching, but his instruction is only good for the classroom, not real active combat. Let's give this quote some context. It comes from the Approaching Storm novel, which in the timeline of the lore takes place just before the events of Attack of the Clones. Anakin Skywalker, as we will come to know in that film and from this book, is extremely conceited and feels he is above many other Jedi, including his master.
In some ways. A lot of ways. I'm really ahead of him.
Anakin even goes on to compare himself to Yoda in the opening scenes of that film.
You spent as much time practicing your saber techniques as your witch would rival Master Yoda as a swordsman. I thought I already did. Only in your mind, my better young apprentice.
Anakin may respect Yoda as a great Jedi instructor, but he does not respect his lightsaber skills. Now let's be fair, Anakin and many other Jedi who know Yoda in this time period have never actually seen Yoda fight in active combat, only in sparring sessions and demonstrations. That much is clear in the passage read by Jin Sarai in The Approaching Storm. That's fine. But let's not forget what happened to Anakin and all his confidence at the end of the movie, mere weeks after he made this comment to Barris within the lore. Let's also not forget who saved him, Yoda, the Jedi who Anakin thought would never amount to much in a real lightsaber duel. I don't want to take anything away from Anakin, who tends to get underrated as a Padawan within the YouTube community, as I do think he does back up most of his talent. As indicated in the novelization, he did better against Dooku than Obi-Wan. Dooku actually had to shake off his own conceit and take Anakin seriously, but as Dooku would muse within the prose, neither Obi-Wan or even Anakin were anywhere near Yoda's level. In fact, Dooku completely alters his more nuanced style to match Yoda.
What will you have, my old Padawan?
After the fight is over, I'm very sure Anakin would sing a very different tune about Yoda and what he said in The Approaching Storm, something that was said from both arrogance and ignorance. In fact, Alan Dean Foster, the book's author, likely planted that very scene, knowing the events of Attack of the Clones, writing a narrative that Anakin would learn from in the movie, given greater context.
Of course I had classes with him, and I agree that he's a fine teacher of technique.
To set up that quote in a matchup that most already knew Jin Sarai would give to Vader seems a bit questionable from the start. In a way, to me, it shows Jin Sarai's bias against Yoda by using a quote said by a younger Padawan Anakin that came from ignorance, without recognizing the outcome of that ignorance. The poetic justice is that it would be Yoda's textbook style that would end up saving him.
Vader leverages his strength so as to subvert agility by off-balancing opponents.
Levering strength to subvert agility.
And I think that's it for now, because that's where I left off. So that is it so far. I don't think I'm gonna get done today because it's a lot to get through. That was only the first section. That was only my first like counter argument in the entire video, was just that little piece. What I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna do question and answers, and then we're going to I'm going to hold on. Once we let me look at something really quick, and then we're gonna do Q&A, and then we'll do the question and answer after I figure this out. Hold on. But yeah, that was the one. That was like 4 minutes, and that was like opening argument, and that's all I've got done so far. All right, I'm good. I just need to check something out. I need to eat too. After I do this, I'm gonna eat, and then I'll get back to editing because that will not get done unless I edit it. All right, cool. We'll do question and answer right now. I have been Alan. Oh, also, I'll say hi to you guys because I haven't really been responding to comments yet because I was dealing with stuff. Fuji Apple, what is up? Vidal Pierce says, have you thought about creating your own imprint since you're self-publishing? By imprint, do you mean my own like publishing company, like my own like logo and all that kind of stuff? Oh yeah, Jesse, be careful with doing like I think exclamation marks or too many emojis. I think Nightbot will like automatically like Vidal, I'm not sure if I'll do that only because right now I'm trying to figure out how self-publishing works. Because I do want to, if I do figure it out and I know how to do it well, I want to go into business with one of my friends from high school. His name is Ben. He's also like Saray, and I want to see if we can go in together and make that a thing. Oh, you said sick with lots of exclamation marks. Oh yeah, I think you only can do like, you can't do more than like 5 exclamation marks or something like that, or else you get like timed out by Nightbot or something like that. Case 26, what's up? Are you going to continue the Game of Thrones Telltale game? Yes, I am. I just haven't been able to get to it, but yes, I am. Antoine, how many pages long is your book? Okay, I think, I gave you said. Right now it's about 85,000 words, which equates to around like 300 pages or over 300 pages. I can't remember. I can't recall. Actually, hold on. I know if I do that. Hey, someone right now who has a calculator, because I can't use my calculator because of my phone. Do 85,000 divided by 360. And that will tell you how many, 350. And that will tell you how many pages my book is right now. But it's changing because as I'm getting notes from my readers, I'm like taking scenes out, I'm adding scenes in and adding sequences and all that stuff. So 242, there you go. That's how many pages the book is right now. Your videos are best for versus series, putting everything fact on the table and making a great analysis. How long did it take you to research that much? I think you said, well, thank you. I think you said that you liked my versus series and that you liked the research I do. It depends on the matchup I'm doing. Like when I'm about to do Afro Samurai versus Samurai Jack coming up, that's going to take me a while because I need to refresh my memory on Samurai Jack. But for stuff like Star Wars, if it's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin versus Bane and Zana, that one really takes no research at all. I just have to figure out what I think about them in terms of a comparison, but it's not difficult in terms of research because I know that so well. So it depends on the matchup itself. When is Antoine Bandele merch store going up? I don't have a merch store. I don't have anything. I think. What would you buy from me? What am I gonna sell? What am I gonna sell? You mean like that little logo I have on YouTube? That little guy with the lightsaber. I don't even think I'm allowed to sell that because it's got a lot of copyrighted stuff in it. Like I got a lightsaber and a airbender thing. I mean, I'm gonna be selling a book, so I mean, I'll probably make T-shirts and posters for that. But other than that, no. Hey, if you don't have your question answered, just keep going, and until I see it, I'll see it. I like the fact that you are starting to branch off and do your own thing outside the Versus series. It's kind of inspiring to see your book progress. Thank you. Yes, I think I've said this before, but YouTube was probably a bad thing for me creatively. It just felt really easy, like just like, oh, let me just talk about like Star Wars or like Avatar and I like generate income. But I used to do YouTube as like a place to put my short film and just put my creativity out. And that's truly what makes me feel good. Like finishing my story and then sending it out to a group of people, having people read it and like give me feedback, like is way more, I think, rewarding than putting out a versus video or putting out a Geek Talk and having people comment or like it and all that kind of stuff. Actually creating something myself. I mean, even though like Geek Talk and versus series is something I am creating, I'm giving out my own opinion, but it's not my own world or something that I am developing myself. So to be able to do that now, I should have been doing that forever. I should have been doing that since I got out of college, actually, because self-publishing now is like such a viable thing. I should have did it much earlier. And as a child, writing stories was something that I did all the time. That's something I really liked to do, and I kind of lost it, I think, in high school when I started getting into like filmmaking, because I feel like filmmaking was just easier because I was like, oh, I can just shoot it, and when I shoot it, people automatically like understand what's going on rather than like writing stories and like getting good at like writing and stuff like that. And when will there be a Naruto versus series? Not until I finish the first season, like the first batch of Naruto. When we get together, what I'll try to do is that we'll try and watch maybe 10 episodes at a time, so I can like speed up our reaction series on it. Because right now I'm not focused on that. That's just more of like a supplemental thing. I'm not like focusing on that. Curious, who is your favorite Sith Lord? For the longest time, it was Darth Bane, but I don't know if that's the case anymore. But it used to be Darth Bane. But I haven't really been interacting with Sith Lords like that anymore, so I don't really have like an active favorite or anything. Any thoughts on Naruto being Hufflepuff? All my friends, like all three of them together, simultaneously said Gryffindor, so I'm gonna have to say the Gryffindor. What is your book about? It is about an African folklore called the Kishi. It's about a man who's like very, very attractive, but has like has a hyena on the back of his head, and he like lures in women and takes them as his wives, or just simply kills them. And there's a man who is trying to stop a man. The name of the story is called Amana and the Kishi. Amana is the main character, and he's trying to stop that conflict of the Kishi. But also trying to figure out how to overcome evil without being corrupted by evil. I thought Dooku would be your favorite Sith. No, he is definitely not my favorite Sith as a character. I like his fighting style, but I'm not very much a fan of him as a character. Who do you think is the best and most complex character in Star Wars Legends? The best and most complex? I don't really think too many characters are actually that complex in Legends, though I do like Mace Windu a whole lot in Legends. Again, Darth Maul, I like his fighting style, but I don't really care about him as a character. Revan? I don't really care much for Revan, actually. I think he's actually a lot of characters in Star Wars I think are not like super awesome like as characters or anything like that. Yes, Mace Windu does have a new comic book. I already am very disappointed with what they've done with Mace Windu based on the Kanan comics and how he had absolutely no interaction with Depa Billaba when she came out of her coma. Are there going to be more rebuttals in the future other than this Yoda versus Vader one? No, I'm not trying to make it a regular thing. I just felt really passionate about it. Not so much passionate, but it's something that like has always bugged me a lot, so I had to get it out of my system. But it's not something that is going to be a recurring thing. If anything, I'll do rebuttals to my own videos, my older videos, if anything. Any thoughts on potential plans of doing a Battle Royale style of versus series? Probably no. Well, no, I'm lying. I do want to do a Battle Royale this season between, I think, what was it, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and either Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader. Depending on how you guys vote. If you guys want to see Anakin Skywalker in that three-way fight, or if you want to see Darth Vader in that three-way fight. So look out for that vote video probably sometime in October. Have you delved into Warhammer? No, I haven't. How much African research did you put into Amana? Oh, quite a bit. Let me show you. All right, so first I started off with like a very broad education of Africa. So I got a book about Africa in world history. Where is that book? Where is that book? Where is that book? Well, I don't know where it is right now. It's actually a pretty good book. Wait, is it right here? Hold up. Oh, it's right here. I see it. All right, I'm going to flip the camera so you guys can see it. So this is the very, very first book. I got a used textbook from Amazon.com. It's called Africa in World History. It's about like all African history. Well, what is that? All African world history up until modern times. But I was really looking for more like medieval and prehistoric times. So I read that first. And then I started like, supplementing that with like more specific books like this. This is some pretty good books, pretty fat. Ancient Nubia, African Kingdoms of the Nile. It's a really good book. I based one of my nations, which are called the Yaseti, completely around ancient Nubia. So I read that. I think I have some more books, or I mean, I have a lot of digital books as well, not just this. Like I have like let me look at some of my books that I have on my Kindle. Where is my Kindle? So on my Kindle, I read a bunch of African books too. Let me turn it on. So what am I reading right now? Right now I'm reading On Writing by Stephen King. It's very good. I try to read one nonfiction book, one fiction book, and one audiobook, so that I'm always constantly like reading fiction and all that kind of stuff. So as you guys see, this my Harry Potter books. I got, I'm about to read this, A Silk Rose, which I want to read for historical context. The Book of Five Rings, which is about combat in Japan. The Prince, which I want to read because one of the books I want to write for the Tales of Essawan series is a young prince, a prince that's about 10 or 11 or 12 years old, and how he deals with that. But there's an entire book that's about ruling, and it's really cool. That's actually one of my my first drafts. Actually, this is my very first draft of Amana and the Kishi. Here, I'll open it for you guys so you can see it. So there it is. This is chapter 23, Bako the Treath, or Bako the Treath. I actually don't even know how to pronounce most of my characters' names, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this is actually one of the first chapters of my book. This is actual dialogue and prose for my book. Neither and both, Akina smiled. It's the beauty of this place. Remember, it's both and mentality here. It's not either or. You must do what is right for Amana. But I can't fight in this battle. I've already said as much. It's because of Naya, isn't it? Akina asked. Amana expected his empathetic abilities were at work. Yes, and blah, blah. So, book. So what I did is I put it on my Kindle so I can read it and see what it actually looks like and everything. All right, hold on. More research stuff that I'm going to show you guys. No, why is it on the first page again? All right, hold on. I'm going to show you guys more stuff. I've been reading a lot of nonfiction stuff. So How to Market Your Book is something I have to read for when I'm about to finish my book and publish it. Great book right here. Write, publish, and repeat. If you really are serious about being a fiction writer and making it a career, that's a must read right there. Nail Your Story is pretty good for story structure. Obviously, you guys can see some Star Wars books. I'm reading this right now to refresh my memory on Thrawn for the Thrawn versus Khan stuff. Actually, I don't know why that's here. I haven't read that in forever. Because they do this in order of when you read it. The Art of War, I read that as just something to read, but also it's gonna help me a lot for the Thrawn versus Khan video, because I'm gonna base a lot of my section. You guys know how I do rounds for my versus series, first round physical abilities, second round dueling abilities, all that stuff, right? So the Art of War I think is going to help me with doing it for tactical battles, for general battles, so I think that's going to be pretty good. A Scrivener for Dummies, Scrivener is a writing app which really helps really well if you want to export to Kindle or ebook and stuff like that. But let me show you, I'm trying to show you the history books that I have. More Star Wars, Dracula. Oh, right here. Oh my God, The Story of the Moors in Spain. So good. That was probably my favorite reading. Probably Mansa Musa, but this was probably my favorite reading in my research for African history. The Moors is going to be a very vital part of my book. They're actually going to be the antagonists in my book, or at least they're going to seem like the antagonists. But I like this. I like this book a lot. I definitely recommend it if you're into that. Mansa Musa is super good. It's a kid's book. It's not an adult book. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a kid's book. I would say it's like a middle grade book, but it does so well of making it make sense for a kid, but then also explaining his history through a story. I really that's probably my favorite book right there. Is the Mansa Musa book. I need to reread that too, because I actually want to have an entire character based around Mansa Musa. A character who has all this wealth and let me go over here. But yeah, one of my characters, I don't have a name for him yet. Right now I'm just calling him Mansa Musa. But yeah, I've been reading a bunch of African history for the past year. I've been reading it less this year because this year has been about writing, so it's been more about just getting into the headspace of my fictional world versus looking at real life stuff. I mean, every so often I'll go back and look at history if I want to fill in a gap of history in my book, or I want to get some sort of inspiration from something. And also just even playing Final Fantasy, for instance, helps me get inspiration for settings and character types and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I have done my research. I actually do research and try to apply it as best I can. So that's how that's going with the book. You guys, again, just make sure you're on my social media or on YouTube, because pretty soon I'll be doing beta readers. I'm going to be doing beta readers after I get my first pass from my editor. I just got to see how much it's going to cost. I think it's going to cost like $1,400 or something like that to edit my book, depending on how many words I have, but it looks like it's going to be pretty expensive. Oh, someone said, wait, what? Say that again. You're doing a book on, or you're doing a paper on post-colonial Africa? Because that's what I specifically wanted to do. Is I only wanted to get history of pre-colonial Africa, because I think we hear about and know too much about post-colonial Africa, which is kind of like the downfall of Africa. I wanted to emulate a part of African history that was them ruling stuff and getting shit done and stuff like that, which is before the colonial times, and ancient empires like the great kingdom of Zimbabwe, or ancient Nubia, or of course Egypt, or the great empire of Mali. I wanted to highlight those empires, not so much the failing ones that happened after the colonial stuff. I specifically, and it's actually really hard to find history about pre-colonial stuff. So yeah, Baldi Empire is so awesome. I got introduced to that through Mansa Musa, but their entire history looks really awesome. And I'm actually going to have an entire city that's based around Timbuktu, which is going to be kind of like my citadel. If you guys are familiar with Game of Thrones, the citadel is where all the maesters go to learn science and math and architecture and archaeology, astronomy and medicine and stuff like that. So I'm going to have Timbuktu be my citadel of my world. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Have you looked into my Bronze Age and pre-Bronze Age civilization? I missed your quote. It went. Your chat thing went away so quickly I couldn't read it fast enough. You're gonna have to do it again. Rewrite your comment so I can read it, because I missed it. I always forget that I can change the color on this thing, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna turn that off. It looks silly. Have you looked at any Bronze Age, pre-Bronze Age civilizations in Africa through your research? Yeah, I have. Oh my god. I have indeed. Let me get rid of this. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we're gonna round out this Q&A. Looks like we're kind of getting slower in the chat, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I have been really disappointed with a lot of the books that I have read about writing. They're too general and focus too much on formulas and archetypes. That's true. Even if a path to success, I don't like to write through someone's outline. I think that's what yeah, it's hard to find good writing books. Sometimes you have to just not worry about writing books and just be you know what? I mean, you generally speaking, we know what a good story is, or how a good story. So the best way to train is to read and to analyze what is good about certain stories that you enjoy, versus reading about formulas and stuff like that. Have you ever done any martial arts, Antoine? Yes, not for a very long time though. Back in college, well, way back when I was 7, I was in Taekwondo, and then I went to the YMCA, which I believe was karate is what they did. It might have been Taekwondo actually. No, I think it was karate. And then in college, I did some more Taekwondo. So, and my dad taught me how to box when I was younger. That's pretty much my martial arts training right there. Any games you're playing currently? I am playing Final Fantasy 12 right now. Once I finish that, I'm going to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which I'm streaming on my channel. So if you are down to watch and stuff like that, then, you can watch and stuff and join in on the fun streams and all that jazz. Which is your favorite empire in history and why? I don't know if I have a favorite empire like that, to be honest, actually. I don't know if I ever really thought about that. I thought about, what is my favorite empire? I don't know if I have that in my brain. Have you don't ninja? What does that mean? Have you don't ninja? I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. Do you play Overwatch? I do not. I don't find that game fun. Have you ever played the Uncharted games? Yes, I was not a big fan of them. What are your opinions on a Star Wars Netflix series? That would be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen because right now Disney is trying to make their own streaming service separate from Netflix. So in about 2 years, all the stuff that we got from Disney and Marvel and Lucasfilm is going to be probably taken off. Do you still have a Discord chat? Yes, but I never use it. I don't play horror games. Hey, who here has not yet watched the preview I did for the Yoda versus Vader rebuttal? Because I'm going to probably play that one more time and then call the stream, or I'm going to end the stream, is what I mean. All right, we got one person who hasn't. Oh, okay, that person hasn't seen it yet. All right, Undead did watch it. Kalish hasn't seen it yet. William still hasn't seen it. David, oh my God, okay, that's enough people who haven't seen it. All right, so I'll play it one more time, and then that'll be it. We're gonna end the stream because I gotta go eat and continue editing this thing because it's a doozy. It's gonna take me a while to edit this guy because I spoke for 45 minutes in my closet about it, and now I'm trying to like edit it together and make sense of it and you know all that kind of stuff. All right, here we go, guys. This is a preview for my rebuttal. It's like the first 4 minutes of my rebuttal. So here you go. So I've disagreed plenty of times with Jinsarai 1 in the past, either leaving very long comments on his videos or telling him over internet conversation. But perhaps my biggest grievance was with his Vader versus Yoda video. Many people have asked my opinion about that video, but when it was deleted, I didn't see a point to it. Well, one of my commenters let me know that it was up again, as I thought it wasn't, so I guess it's time for me to make an official rebuttal to it. I also hope this video works as an example of how to counter someone on YouTube or anywhere online. Comments like this are not the answer, and it's something I do not tolerate on my own channel. The Unknown Trooper speaks from my mind. Get the f out. I disagree with his video, but I still respect his opinion. If you have no respect, this video is not for you. I'm not having you come here to use it as some sort of fuel against Jinsarai.
Earnestness crept into his voice. That's just schooling, Barris. It's all theory and supposition, even if it's being taught by Master Yoda. It's not real fighting.
He uses this quote to downplay Yoda by saying that what Anakin proclaims is truth. That Yoda is merely a school teacher who is fine at teaching, but his instruction is only good for the classroom, not real active combat. Let's give this quote some context. It comes from the Approaching Storm novel, which in the timeline of the lore, takes place just before the events of Attack of the Clones. Anakin Skywalker, as we will come to know in that film and from this book, is extremely conceited and feels he is above many other Jedi, including his master.
In some ways. A lot of ways. I'm really ahead of him.
Anakin even goes on to compare himself to Yoda in the opening scenes of that film.
You spent as much time practicing your saber techniques as you do your witching with rival Master Yoda as a swordsman. I thought I already did. Only in your mind, my better young apprentice.
Anakin may respect Yoda as a great Jedi instructor, but he does not respect his lightsaber skills. Now let's be fair, Anakin and many other Jedi who know Yoda in this time period have never actually seen Yoda fight in active combat, only in sparring sessions and demonstrations. That much is clear in the passage read by Jinsarai in The Approaching Storm. That's fine. But let's not forget what happened to Anakin and all his confidence at the end of the movie, mere weeks after he made this comment to Barris within the lore. Let's also not forget who saved him, Yoda, the Jedi who Anakin thought would never amount to much in a real lightsaber duel. I don't want to take anything away from Anakin, who tends to get underrated as a Padawan within the YouTube community, as I do think he does back up most of his talent. As indicated in the novelization, he did better against Dooku than Obi-Wan. Dooku actually had to shake off his own conceit and take Anakin seriously, but as Dooku would muse within the prose, neither Obi-Wan or even Anakin were anywhere near Yoda's level. In fact, Dooku completely alters his more nuanced style to match Yoda.
What will you have, my old Padawan?
After the fight is over, I'm very sure Anakin would sing a very different tune about Yoda and what he said in The Approaching Storm, something that was said from both arrogance and ignorance.
In fact, Alan Dean Foster, the book's author, likely planted that very scene, knowing the events of Attack of the Clones, writing a narrative that Anakin would learn from in the movie, given greater context.
Of course I had classes with him, and I agree that he's a fine teacher of technique.
To set up that quote in a matchup that most already knew Jin Sarai would give to Vader seems a bit questionable from the start. In a way, to me, it shows Jin Sarai's bias against Yoda, by using a quote said by a younger Padawan Anakin that came from ignorance, without recognizing the outcome of that ignorance. The poetic justice is that it would be Yoda's textbook style that would end up saving him.
Vader leverages his strength so as to subvert agility by off-balancing opponents.
Levering strength to subvert agility works on someone as novice as Luke, or someone of a similar stature.
And I think that's pretty much it.
But Yoda is an extremely small target. Leveraging strength.
You can hear me messing up. This is like how it works in edits.
For Vader, just as it wasn't for Dooku or Sidious or even Mace Windu. Plus, this leverage did not help Yoda against those who have. Plus, this leverage did not help Vader.
That's me unedited, y'all. That's how
this
it works.
Leverage did.
It's so annoying sometimes. So annoying.
We need to like say the same thing over and over. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go get some food. I don't know what I'm gonna eat today. Hey, does anybody know what the Subway sub of the day is? Because I might go to Subway, but I don't know which $6 footlong they have right now. Plus. What's plus mean? I mean, I can't make people like not be mean, but I can at least try to advise against it. It's a BMT today? Okay, I'm gonna get a BMT then. Thank you, A, for letting me know, cause you know, I'm kinda hungry right now and I kinda want that food. And then I'm going to continue editing. I don't think it's going to be finished by today, but hopefully tomorrow morning it will be done. But I'm going to try and stay up as long as I can to get it finished, because I'm trying to get it finished as soon as possible, just so I can move on to, like, you know, my real life. Asian Food 55, have a good day. All right, guys, peace out. Hey, who is that? William. Have a great day. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Who else is here? Ian Jensen. Hey, man. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Peace out. I'll see you guys later. David. See you later, bros. Luke. Omari Crawford. Peace. Jordan Major. Thank you. Goodbye. William Henning. Peace out, man. Enjoy your BMT. Yeah, I'll enjoy my BMT for sure. God, I'm so sweaty right now. It's so hot today, guys. And it's like cooling down too, which is the funny thing. See ya, Akos Kovacs. Dire Raven, I'm a person. Peace out, man. Say C26. Peace out. I'll see you guys next month. Or if you guys are on a stream, I'll see you guys on the stream. Undead, peace out. Or, you know, if I see you elsewhere, you know, I'll see you there. Or if you're on Facebook or Twitter, I'll see you there. Much love from Ireland. Peace out, Michael O'Brien. Thank you, Ariel, Michael. Thank you for coming out. Peace out. Ben Allen, thanks for coming out. Peace. All right, y'all. We're done. Peace.